All right, so it's just on the candle right now. So this is the Children of the Crossroads. We have cast our circle. We are in ritual space. And we're going to talk about a couple topics for the Global Wiccan Summit. The first topic we want to talk about is money in the craft. It's been said in the old laws that you shouldn't accept money for your services you provide for magic. And but yet a lot of us, that's how we make a living. So does anyone want to talk about that?
I think for me, how I look at it is based on what kind of magic we're performing or I'm performing for the person is indicative if it should be a charged fee or charged service or something that is more necessary in a spiritual manner. If I'm doing a reading of some sort or a healing or something like that, then that is in a sense a little more mundane and I don't mind charging for those services. Now if I'm doing some kind of binding or something where it's a little more out in the universe where I'm putting the energy out to cause something, may not be charged for it because this is something that might be more impactful in their life in the long run.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
And in comparison to, if, say
there's a sincerity to it.
And it's not as prophetic.
Right.
This is more of getting something accomplished for this person instead of finding an answer for this person. Right, or a release for this person if it's a healing or so forth. Well, that's something that that's a talent that person has that can be charged for, compared to if you're doing something to
go ahead,
better enable someone and where they're trying to get to, whether it's spiritually or whatever. Then I think you get more out of it for not charging.
I like that. Mm-hmm. Anyone else want to talk about the money in the craft? Why do you think they said not to take money in the laws? I'm talking about the Ardanes, the Wiccan laws. They say, why do you think they came up with that?
Corruption.
Corruption?
Just not to corrupt it.
Okay, yeah.
Not to maybe
charlatanism.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I guess I would ask, why would you do a spell for somebody? I can see it. It's like, to me, would you do a spell for somebody in the mundane? And when would that be appropriate to do? I think it goes beyond just taking money. It's like if somebody isn't in the craft, I don't know if I would do a spell for them. Just because I think it holds more power if you do the spell yourself.
Mm-hmm.
What about a cleansing?
or protection.
I
like if they trust it, they were in the craft, but they really trusted
those
spells.
Okay.
I consider a spell doing spell work, where you're actually.
So you wouldn't charge for spells.
What would you call that then? If you were doing a protection spell for someone who wasn't in the craft, I mean, if you don't call it a spell, what would you call it?
I guess I don't consider protection or cleansings actually a spell.
Okay.
That's like a
You're doing a
service.
Service. Okay.
And
but spells are doing a service too.
But it's, to me, like protection or cleansing is almost, it's like doing a healing on somebody.
Like a community service.
Yes.
Like a
spell work to me spell work to me is spiritual, and not that the other stuff isn't spiritual also.
So if
but
somebody
it's spiritual in the sense that you're connecting with the gods and goddesses, and you're asking for a certain thing to happen, and you're.
But when we do that, don't we offer things to the god and goddesses? Wouldn't that not be saying we're taking a payment for that service?
And see, and that's why this is such an interesting topic, because where's the line? Like, there are people who charge for spells. There are people that charge for all of it.
Well,
so
you've got to have energy exchange.
There's got to be some sort of energy exchange.
So,
okay. So even if it's not, money.
If I was going to do, say, if the opportunity arises and I was going to do a spell for somebody, I would involve them in it. So I'm not doing it for them.
You're doing it with them.
With them. So there's an equal exchange there of energy.
Okay.
But I would not do a spell. Like, if somebody just off the street asked me to do a spell for them, I wouldn't do it.
No. Yeah, that's kind of...
You have to connect with the energy first to know that if this is something you want to be connected with.
If it was somebody in the craft saying, you know, I've got this problem, I don't know what to do, and I'd say, okay, let's sit down and figure this out, and let's get a spell going, and let's do the spell.
So say someone reaches out through the Coven website. They're of the mundane, but they're curious, and they want something done.
I more than likely wouldn't do it because they don't know of all this stuff that
the repercussions
goes with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we want to try to keep this short, so I'm gonna. We'll just do the second topic in the same take. Okay. Well, thank you guys. I want to talk now. The other topic we decided to talk about was, I'll put this on the candle so Phil doesn't feel like you, because you're like the focal point right now. Let's just all look at Phil while Pan. Sorry. Let's talk about, that's such a pretty candle. Let's talk about rank. Does it hurt or help? You want to film me? I have some things to say. Just...
Hey!
Hi! I think rank can do both. I think it helps and hurts. I think that it depends on the person that is receiving the ranks. There's a certain, yes, be proud of what you've done and what you've put in to get your degrees and whatnot, the titles that you have. But it's how you use that. If you're just a title collector or you just want it because it makes you feel like you're above everybody else, then that's where it hurts. But I still, even being a third degree, I still have a hard time sometimes with, because other religions, there's such a hierarchy, and there is a hierarchy in Wicca, and it does make me feel uncomfortable. And I can't really pinpoint why, but I think it has to do with, I don't want to be in a religion where you have to earn certain things to be seen a certain way. I think, especially in Wicca, because it's such a personal, spiritual thing. So it's both to me. I see it being misused, but I also see it being put to really good use. And then there's some people who don't really, the degrees don't matter. You know, they're just doing what they want to do. Like, and that's, sometimes I'm like, God, you know, is there a freedom in that? You know? Did you want to?
I look at Isleen from our coven. She is practicing in a coven for the first time, but she's been doing magic work and witchcraft for 20 years. But she's a dedicant, so her title is a dedicant. But she knows more than so many first or second degrees I've met.
And third degrees.
And third degrees. And just because she doesn't have the title, it can almost be like she's frowned upon because she doesn't have the title of second, first, third degree, whatever.
Or considered less than.
Yeah, and so she's considered less than, but if you go talk to her, she has more knowledge than just about anyone we know.
She has a lot of knowledge.
And so that's where the titles can be a slippery slope. Because there's people that some people won't say have earned their degrees, and you know, because of one tradition to another, and it's not as valued. But that person's done the work of that tradition to get that degree, so it should be valued. But they shouldn't look down upon others for what they have or have not accomplished, and that happens.
It's a personal experience. A lot of the degrees are, you just know it in your heart that you have learned the mysteries that are in the degrees, that are in the ranks. You know the mysteries, you know, you've experienced them, you can't explain it, but you know. and it comes out in the end anyways. Those people who earn the titles, they're just not, whatever, they're misusing them, or they're not,
or just collecting them.
They're just collecting the, whatever.
It's just academic.
It comes out in the long run that anyways, you can tell those people that are very humble about their titles, because we're always learning. You don't just get to 3rd degree and then you're like, and I graduate and I'm done. Like, I don't have to learn anything. It's not like school. It's just a constant learning.
So this was a big thing for me, because when I found Wicca, I knew nothing about it. I knew nothing. I just knew what I knew.
Yeah.
Inside out, from the inside out. So when I learned that there were degrees, and there were also priests and high priestesses and all of that, and the degrees, and it just reminded me so much of a Christian, the structure, the Christian structure. I mean, it was really a turnoff at the beginning, because it's like, oh, I don't need another priest. Trust me.
Yeah.
Don't need another priest. But then, as time has gone on, and I've seen the way it works here versus a Christian church, I think that there's a comfort in authority, because you have somebody who has more knowledge than you, who can help you. There's a structure for learning, and for security, and for, so in that respect, I think it is
incense overload here.
Sorry, I didn't mean to.
I think it's a good thing. So I have the struggle. I like that I can always go to my priestess.
But that doesn't mean I know more than you.
It doesn't, but it gives me somebody to talk to about it.
Yes. And
so there is security in that structure, and you feel supported, and sorry. So it is totally different than having a Catholic priest lord over you.
Yeah,
And this is what?
Looks like Spokane.
Yeah, I know. Why do we need more smoke in Spokane? I think, and I want to wrap this up real quick, but I think that you move up the ranks so you can pass on the information to others, and you learn through your teaching. Did you want to say something about it, or?
Well, I think when people were doing it back in the old days, I bet a lot of them didn't even have ranking then.
I don't know. Yeah.
Because
Wicca's fairly new, so they didn't have that kind of.
Anybody that practiced the
old way,
craft, the old way, didn't have that ranking. And I think today we get so wrapped up in ranking that sometimes it's lost in the translation, I guess. It's like, to me, it's all about supporting each other.
Yeah.
And helping each other grow spiritually, and not necessarily about the rank.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you guys. I'm going to send this off to say goodbye.
Bye.
I'm going to send this off to Bella and see if she wants to use any of it. And if she doesn't, that's okay. We're all cool with that. So thank you from the Children of the Crossroads. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.